if the show is live, whether I'm on camera or not, I'm not late. Fact, Sam. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this fresh week in January. And on the first stream of the week, of which the intent is at least that there will be 7 again this week. We have tonight, we've got tomorrow's Liam and Joe show and a live game of 40k in the evening featuring the new Astra Militarum. Wednesday, we've got the Warhammer show. Thursday, there's no Liam and Joe show, but another live game of 40k featuring a different Astra Militarum detachment. Then at 5 AM UK time on Friday morning, we'll be doing the reveal show live from LVO. And then 40k After Dark that evening if I'm not dead. I think that's probably the one in jeopardy, I'll be honest. It's probably the one in jeopardy. But good evening, everybody. This is the new Astra Militarum Codex that came in the Krieg box. It is a stunner of a book. And I was like, I was thinking about perhaps not going to do a stream tonight because I'm quite tired and blah, and I was like, I actually want to talk about this book. What I'm not going to do is go through too many details in it or whatever, or kind of read everything out, because one, everyone else does that and it's boring, and two, we'll showcase it in next 4 games. We'll be showcasing this particular Astra Militarum Codex. But I want to talk about the Codex in general. And if you ask some questions, specifically on postcards, I might be so inclined as to answer those questions about this Codex, if you have specifics about specific units or whatever. But this is beautiful. Not only is it beautiful, but I actually think the rules on this, and maybe I'm wrong here, but I actually think the rules on this are near perfect. And that's saying something. I don't know if Mr. the New Rules man at Games Workshop has got his hands on this before it went live, but this is very, very good. I don't feel like it's too powerful. I don't feel like it can't compete. I feel like it has lots of tricks and things that can compete. I think it's got a wide variety of units. It does what I think Astra Militarum should narratively do. They fall over in melee predominantly. They're okay in shooting. They have big tanks and artillery. But they have lots of versatility and mobility, and they just kind of get the job done without necessarily being all that killy as well. This is a stunning book in terms of how the army plays. There are lots of options. I like the idea of artillery. There's an artillery detachment. I like the idea of tanks. There's a tanks detachment. I like the idea of mechanized infantry. There's a mechanized infantry detachment. I think they've checked every single box here. Some tweaks and stuff to some of the units, which I think are good. But for me at the moment, if I'm honest with you, I feel like this is basically peak. Basically peak. And I see Rick says their tank detachment could have been a bit better. The rule feels niche and should have been a strat instead. Yeah, okay. There's going to be some things that some of them do that some people won't be too happy with. But on the whole, I actually think it's a good job. I'm okay with it. I am a big fan of this. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit all those magical YouTube buttons. Hit that like button if you enjoy the content. Smash subscribe if you haven't already, and you can hit that button notification icon if you want to be notified every single time we go live, drop a new video. And another way that you can be notified every single time we live or drop a new video or schedule a stream is by becoming a member of the channel, which you can do all by yourself by clicking the little $ and become a member, or you can be gifted one.
Any pages stuck together yet? What's gotten you most excited in the book so far?
What's got me... I'll get to that. Thank you so much for the 5, dude. So, or you could be gifted membership like Lonely Brass Scorpion did right off the bat with his 10 gifted memberships. You absolute legend. Thank you so much. He has got us started on the gifted train. You legend. 10 brand new people that can get themselves in Discord and come and hang out. I think the thing that's probably got me most excited is that if you are a guard collector with many versions of guard and many guard units, there are detachments whereby all of them become, in fact, usable. I think that's probably got me the most excited as a kind of general rule. If we go specifically what's got me the most excited, I had a vision, I guess, a long time ago. And what I wanted to do was replicate almost World War military in a sci-fi setting. I think a lot of guard players can probably relate to this. So what I wanted realistically was fixed artillery. I wanted infantry that was expendable. I wanted cavalry doing charges and maybe a couple of tanks. Maybe a couple of tanks, right? That's what I wanted. I actually feel like that's something that I could achieve now with this codex and have ways in which it plays, which I think has got me the most excited. So the Death Riders alongside Rough Riders means you could conceivably, I'm not sure what the points would be on this, but you could conceivably have over 60 horses on the table with the 2 named characters. In fact, you could have 62 horses on the table if you wanted to. The new Krieg artillery pieces on their big 90mm bases actually feel like big angry artillery cannons, which is quite nice, right? I'm a big fan of that. Infantry is infantry. There's a couple of strats. There's one called, it's a 2CP strat in the artillery detachment called Over the Top, which is just beautiful. It's such a cool strat. Every single unit in the army gets move, move, move if one of your officers issues an order, move, move, move. And the fact that it's called Over the Top, I now want to buy 2 Aegis defense lines and have all my infantry stood in defense lines ready to go, and then I get ready and I call over. Do you know what? Do I think it'll be very good? No. I was looking through the Codex today, because some of the units aren't out yet, as you guys are well aware. I was looking through the Codex today at things like the Krieg Command Squad, and there's the Commissar in there who has a holstered power sword, and he has this whip behind his back, and he's pointing, and he just looks incredible. And I looked at the rules for that particular individual model, and he can also swap out that power sword for a plasma pistol and a power fist. Now, interestingly, both power fist and power sword get the 3 attacks, get a hit on 4s. But the fist is strength 6, the sword is strength 4. They're both AP2. The fist is 2 damage, the sword is 1 damage. There is literally no reason, from a rules perspective, there is literally no reason on this earth you would ever take the sword over the fist. No reason whatsoever. It is just better. Same number of attacks, same weapon skill, 2 higher strength, 1 extra damage. Literally the same. But when I get hold of that model, I want to put the sword on him, because I want to take things that are kind of war representative, right? So I don't want a power fist because they didn't exist. And I want my man stood there with his saber. I want the guardsman drive me forward so I can hit it with my sword. I love it. I'm so keen on it. It's amazing. I'm so happy. So I think that's the kind of things that have got me the most excited. There's some other little tweaks and stuff they've done in there as well. So if you take, for example, a Rogel Dawn tank commander, he can issue 2 orders, which means he can issue himself an order and to his mate. So you can run them in squadrons of 2, essentially. I love it. 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 It's incredible. I really, really like it. I'm a big fan of this book. I read it. I got excited about some of the rules. I think it can compete. I think it can do okay. What I don't think is it's absolutely broken, and I don't think that there is a detachment or a set of rules in there where a competitive player goes, I win, there's nothing you can do about it. There might be. I'm going to hold my hands up. I'm not Manny. I'm not Glasshammer. I'm not Art of War. So I haven't found that, but I think it looks incredible. So I'm very excited by this, and if this is a sign of things to come, if this is where they're going now with codexes, GGGW. 100% GGGW. This is a good job. Evan, thank you for the 2 gifted memberships, you absolute hero. I'm a fan of your work, sir. If you've got any questions, however, much like Kev, specifics, generic, anything at all, if you just want to support the show, you can stick it on a big colourful postcard, aka a super chat. If you hit that little $ sign in the bottom right corner, it gives you a number of options. You can become a member, but most of you are already members. You can gift memberships, which is the best way to support the channel, or you can stick questions on super chats, and I will answer them. How are you, wonderful humans? There we go. Oh, beautiful. I agree, it inherently doesn't seem broken. My friend and I are both starting guard armies this year. Me too. I left them in the garage. Oh, did I? I went and fished out all my spare Kriegsmen. I don't know where I put them. They're about somewhere. I went and fished out all my spare Kriegsmen because... Oh, so good. It's so nice. I feel like it's so representative, and I think for the majority of individuals that were upset about the fact that they lost the ability to stick a heavy weapons team in an infantry squad, I think when you look at the codex on the whole, you probably go, okay, we've lost that, but actually it's good, it's playable, it's usable, and more importantly for me, one of my most important things about this codex is, in my mind at least, this is not one that's going to have a day 2 FAQ. It's got a couple of erratas that have come out, right, or will come out. Guaranteed that they'll come out. There's a couple of things that will come out immediately. For example, some of the units still say that you can deep strike within 3. That's obviously going to be changed to 6 as per the balanced data slate. Lord Solar still says he can order anything. That's obviously going to change as per the balanced data slate. There's a couple of little tweaks where the balanced data slate has said we need to change some things, and this obviously went to print already. But that aside, I can't see this having sweeping changes. I can't see this having major changes, and that's a good thing. For people that want to play this Codex, that's a good thing. Kind of feels like Tau, not broken, good, or terrible. Yes, 100%. Wee man, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. When granular points return. I really want granular points to return. I see so many people saying they don't want it. Thank you so much, Wee man. You're a legend. What a hero. I'll go as far as to say that this Codex put me in a very good mood. A very good mood. And actually, Joe looked at it. Obviously, we've had this for a while. In fact, we've had this before Christmas. We've had this for a while, and Joe got very excited about Guard immediately. Like, very excited about Guard immediately. So, you know, that means it must be good, because Joe won't play bad armies. Greatest comment ever on YouTube today about Joe. Big fan of it. Tau Codex, most balanced Codex in 10th. So far, yes. Agree. Strong agree. I think you're probably right there. We meant to much with you. I don't think I can argue that one. There's a Tempestus deep strike fix, a 48-inch pistol fix. I heard someone has a 48-inch las pistol. This isn't something I've spotted. I don't typically read about las pistols because, well, they're a las pistol. So I don't really care. But let's have a look, shall we? That's not a las pistol. That is not a las pistol. That is all 12 inches. So that's all 12 or 24 inches. I'm going to keep finding this. I'm going to find this. 12, 24, 12, 24, 12, 12. 12, 24, 12, 24, 12, 24, 36. That's a catching command squad sniper rifle, by the way. Las Cannon, Hunter Killer, Lehman Russ.
Who is plating who and which armies being used? Looking forward to get my hands on Codex. Bombardment 1 want to build all cavalry list.
Yes, you do. Yes, you want to build an all cavalry list. You fucking. I want to build an all cavalry list, but I'm hoping that what you get. Oh, hang on. There's lots coming through.
Can I use this to make a full Krieg theme army? I have been hoarding minis whilst GW kept moving the goalposts. Yes. So much so I had pretty much given up.
Yeah, I think you can, Gaz. Yeah, absolutely think you can. Yeah, 100%. So I don't know if you will be able to have enough just pure Krieg units to make it work, but you can proxy Krieg models for other units that exist. So you could have elites that you can run as Kazakin and use Krieg models. You've obviously got the engineers. You've got the normal Death Corps Krieg, which can go up to 20 as a squad. You've got Krieg command squads, which you could take 3 of, which are 6 or 7 models. You've got Krieg cavalry. You've got Krieg heavy weapons teams. You've got Krieg field ordnance teams. You know, or you've got the Krieg artillery batteries. The field ordnance teams are obviously Cadians, but you could just swap the models if you wanted to. So buy the field ordnance teams, not use the Cadian models, use Krieg models. You've got multiple forms of artillery that you can then run that are all Krieg. Yes, you can, 100% without doubt. Run all Krieg. Give me 2 seconds, Mr. The Big Bad Peter Gaming. All cavalry idea, by the way. I love it. I'm here for it. I'm mad about that. That's incredible. In terms of who's playing who next week, Joe's obviously playing both games.
48-inch las pistol. Someone is compensating for something.
Yes, they are. I can't find it right now. I am looking. 12-inch las pistol. I am looking for it, but I can't find it right now. Thank you, Neil, for the 5. So what we're going to try. Here we are. Found it. Krieg heavy weapons squad. The Krieg heavy weapons squad las pistol is 48-inch range. But clearly, although it's not intended, who cares? It's a strength 3 1-shot AP0 1 damage pistol. Who cares? What's the advantage of using all Krieg? 0. Krieg itself is not a keyword. So you've got Krieg heavy weapon squad as a keyword. The artillery team, which are Krieg models, does not have a keyword. The Death Corps Krieg Engineers have just got Krieg Combat Engineers, but it's all one thing. Krieg, it's not separated. The advantage of using all Krieg is you look cooler than everybody else. That's the rules. That's how it works. So what we're going to try and do from now on with new Codex is, if we can, if we've got the army, and I'm going to add that caveat because we're structuring, Joe and I, at the moment, how we're going to attack the year for armies and models, etc. But what we're going to try and do is, when we've got the army, for example, currently Krieg, we know Eldar are coming at some point in the near future, so they'll be the same as well, is when they go live, we're going to try and do 4 games with the new army during Codex preview, because it makes sense from a business perspective, from a content perspective, and we're excited about it. You can run mixed guard, yes you can. So Joe will be live both Tuesday and Thursday, and next Tuesday and Thursday. He is playing Paddy this Tuesday, and I believe Paddy is going to throw Custodes at him. He's going to be playing Brom on Thursday. Brom is yet to tell me which army he has decided to throw at him. I'd imagine it will be Orcs, if I'm honest with you. And then, and I'm just stalling as I bring the schedule up.
That sounds like my bedroom life. I tell her it's 48 inches, but actually it has no strength or penetration.
The Tuesday after, I'm playing Joe, and I would imagine I'll run Elves into him, into guard. I'm not sure yet. And then the week after, Tom's playing Joe, and I imagine he'd throw something cornate at him. He might even pull the Votan out for the first time. We'll see. So that's my thoughts at the moment. That's where we are right now. But yeah. Oh, Mr. Paul Gray, Mr. the Imperial Guard himself. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. You legend. What a hero. Up to 22. Nearly quarter of the way there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nearly quarter of the way there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Lizard with no hair. What's the benefit of 2 Vox and a 20-man blob? Redundancy. Cadians prime lever or... Let me have a look what their rule is. Normally with 20-man blobs, for the guard that I've seen so far, and I'll be honest with you, I've only looked at the Krieg rules. Normally the bonus is you get to literally double up. Because it's just easier, because you bought 2 10-man blocks at that point. So Voxcaster, each time you target this bearer's unit with a stratagem, roll 1d6, adding 1 to the result if there are 1 or more friendly officer models within 6 inches of 5 plus gain TP. It's just redundancy. It's just redundancy. That's all it is. So if you lose one of your Voxcasters, the other one is still alive. So it's no more than that. I want to run 60 Krieg though, but I don't want to run them in 20-man blobs. But it might be required to get more bodies on the field. Very excited for this Codex. Very excited. I'm excited to see what people do. I think the Codex, if I'm honest,
money for Votan.
Yeah, it might, instead of being the Leagues of Jotan, it might become the Leagues of Votom. Because Joe really doesn't want to play it at all. He's not interested. And Tom's like, I need another army on stream that's not Khorne. I'll play it. I'm like, yeah, if you want, I don't give a shit. So it looks like we're going to get the Leagues of Votom. All right. Mr. the AA Ron, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. We're now over halfway there. You wonderful human. Thank you for the $15 as well, man. What a legend. Boop, boop. But yeah, so one of the things that also excites me about this Codex is, granted, right, they don't do melee very well. If you want a individual to run in and destroy 10 models, Guard is probably not the army for you. But I do think that with enough numbers and some of the detachments that are in this book and some of the rules that exist, you could just go for the war of attrition and overwhelm with bodies and stuff and actually be able to tear things down. So that's cool. On that note, so although they don't do melee particularly well as a elite fighting, like they don't have a blade guard equivalent, right? One of the things that really excites me is the fact that I think this is a book whereby we could see multiple people running multiple different types of detachments and different types of armies themed in completely different ways, and all of them be viable. And that's why I think this Codex is peak. I think if you can have 4 or 5 people bringing 4 or 5 guard armies that all look completely different but still are able to operate on the tabletop and give the game a go, not win but not just lose, give the game a go, I think that's an indicator that the Codex is in a really good place. Luce is snaffling free memberships, I know, yeah. She's upstairs bathing the children at the moment, guys, so we'll allow it for now, right? Am I the only one that can't see white writing on white background of the goal? It's the whole point, mate. You reveal it as you fill the membership goal up. You can go 6 times 20 Krieg and attach a command squad to each blub. I mean, I'd like to get there eventually, yes. That's where I want to go. Absolutely. Although there is a little bit of a sad in me. I'm a little bit sad when you look at any of the squads that can go 20, which is Katachan, Krieg, or Cadians, obviously. And when you look at unit composition, it says you can have 1 Deathcore Krieg Watchmaster and 9 Deathcore Troopers, or 2 Deathcore Watchmasters and 18 Deathcore Troopers. I'm a little sad there because I like the concept of doing 1 Deathcore Watchmaster and 19 Kriegers, right?
When is Joe going to run Oops All Cavalry?
I think I have got him 42 horses. I think I've got him 20 Death Riders, 20 Rough Riders, and both the characters. So he can go Oops most horses. He has told me he needs to finish painting those particular models within this next week. So it might be next week that you see him doing Oops most horses. Hey CJ, how's it going, dude? So I think we will see Oops all horses or Oops most horses at some point in the near future. He's very excited about 60 Cavalry. I was very polite to Games Workshop. So polite that they sent us 2 of the box sets, which meant that I could get him 20 Cavalry and 10 Engineers, so we could actually show them off. And they were kind enough to send them to us. So I've got him 20 horses. I think I got him 10 or 15 Rough Riders already. I'm not sure. I think I got him 10 or 15. I think he got 5 more himself. So I think he's got 42. But we'll see. What's also quite cool, by the way, is how many people are excited by this book. It's so nice seeing so much positivity. I was concerned when I saw all the bitching and moaning about the heavy weapons team changes, which I do, you know, some people put comments on some of the streams that we did last week about why they were upset, and I do get it. I do understand. But I think overall people will probably be happy now, if I'm honest. I think they probably forget about their moaning and go, oh, our book's actually all right. Can we talk about the Combat Patrol? Well, the Combat Patrol's in here. We have a Combat Patrol section in here. And I can review the Codex. And the Combat Patrol section will tell you that you have Drayden's Command Squad, which is 5 Cadians in a Cadian Command Squad. There is the Attilan Rough Riders, which are 5 models. The Kazakin, which is 10 models. And the Attilan Rough Riders, which are 5 more models. So you get 10 Rough Riders, 10 Kazakin, and a Cadian Command Squad. It's alright. It's alright. But the problem I have is, I'm hoping, here's my hope, and I haven't looked at the sprues because I literally gave them straight to Joe, so I haven't looked at the sprues. I need to ask him actually to see whether this is true or not. But I'm hoping that for every for every Death Rider in the unit, you can have a spear or a saber, a sword, right? Because the actual Rough Rider rules and the Death Rider rules are different. They both have frag lances. Well, they both have a power saber. They both have their hooves or claws. One has a frag lance and one has a hunting lance that has a frag or a melter tip. Now, it's the Rough Riders that have the frag lance and the melter lance.
How good are the illustrations in the book, Mr. Liam?
I mean, the illustrations, if you've seen the illustrations on the front and back, they're already beautiful. Some of the other illustrations, like this for Armageddon, are just gorgeous. I love them. I love them so much. I love them so much. So much Krieg. So much happy. I'm so happy to see Krieg in the main book, right? But even the Cadian ones are cool as shit. They're just cool. It's a great book. So yeah, so you can have... So what I want to do is I don't want to run any Rough Riders because I don't like the Rough Rider models personally. I don't like the silly ats to start with. So what I want to do is I want to own 60 Death Riders I want to give 30 the lances, and they will be my Attilian Rough Riders because they'll have lances, hunting lances. I want to give 30 of them sabres, and they'll be my Death Riders because they've got sabres, power sabres, right? So you'll be able to tell if they've got swords, they're Death Riders, they've got lances, they're Rough Riders. But that means I can logically have 30 Krieg-based cavalry, 60 Krieg-based cavalry on the table at once. So good. So good. And then I need to see if I can kitbash Drea to have a Lord Solar option who's also Drea. I just want everything in a gas mask, chat. I was looking at unit rules for things like priests and stuff like that. I'm like, I need them in a gas mask. I need them in a gas mask. All I care about is if they're in a gas mask. Kazakin have got like a gas mask. They'll be okay. They'll be fine. But they're not actually proper Krieg gas masks, so I just might not take Kazakin. You know, that's literally where I am. Literally where I am with it. Like, Minotaur and Priest. Oh, his rules look okay. Can't put them in a gas mask. Not interested. That's where I'm at with it, legitimately. Hey, we'll see. Aren't the Rough Rider hats based on real culture? They are, yeah. Yeah, that Cadian art's pretty, right? So nice. Thank you for the 10, by the way, Mr. The Lonely Brass Scorpion. You're a legend. Let's just give all these comments some little love arts. So I can track that I've responded to everybody. There we go. Good. Thank you, you wonderful humans. We're on 28. Who gave another one? Who gave one? Oh, Mordyhammer, I missed you. Thank you so much for the 1 gift of membership. You're a legend. What an absolute hero. 28. Good. Nick the power swords from the sergeants. Give the Krieg sergeants chainsaws. No, I think there's enough sabres for all of them. Do you want me to send back the Krieg heads Joe sent me for you to use? What Krieg heads, mate? If I thought replacing heads on Kazakin was easy to do with Krieg gas masks, I'd attempt it, but I'm far too fucking lazy for that. I'm far too lazy for that. So what does Strachan do? And Harker? Dave. I don't know if you've been keeping up with this Codex release, but I'm going to start at the front of the book. Lord Solar Leonidas, Ursula Creed, Cadian Castellan, Cadian Command Squad, Krieg Command Squad, Lord Marshal Dreyer, Catachin Command Squad, Sly Marbo, Lehman Russ Commander, Rogaldorn Commander, Primaris Psyker, Nork Deadog, Gaunt's Ghosts, Militarum Tempestus Command Squad, Minotaurian Priest, Tech Priest Engineer, Commissar. Characters finished. Cadian Shock Troops, Deathcore Krieg, Catachin Jungle Fighters, Kazakin, Krieg Combat Engineers, Tempestus Scions, Tempestus Aquilans, Ogren Bodyguard, Ogren Squad, Bulgren Squad, Cadian Heavy Weapons, Catachin Heavy Weapons, Krieg Heavy Weapons, Artillery Team, Field Ordnance Battery, Rough Riders, Death Riders, Rattlings, Armoured Sentinels, Scout Sentinels. You see where I'm going with this, Dave? Taurox, Taurox Prime, Chimera, Lehman Russ Battle Tank, many Lehman Russ Battle Tank variants, all the way to Rogaldorn, Basilisk, Hydra, Manticore Wyvern, Deathstrike, Hellhound, Baneblade, and all of the super heavy options. Aegis Defense Line, bookends. R.I.P. Strachan and Harker. They are gone. They are gone. Hey, Lee, how's it going? Good job to explore kinks. First the gas masks, then later Emperor's Children. P.S. Didn't want to know in Japan there's a service where you wear a gas mask while women do really fucked up things to you. My eyes. Oh dear. How? Okay. Poop. Yeah, they're gone, mate. We're seeing a lot of
30 white horses on a red hill. First they champ, then they stamp, then they stand still. Horses with claws, heroes with spade, shovel the trenches and fight in the shade. The Krieg of the crop.
I love it, Evan. I'm mad for it. I've wanted Krieg for literally forever, but I wasn't prepared to deal with the resin because I'm a little bitch when it comes to resin. And I hold my hands up and say that. I'm a little bitch when it comes to resin. And I know the Krieg purists out there will be like, I don't care. I'm so happy now because I can actually run Kriegers. But I think, honestly, if I'm honest with you, Dave, if we look at people like Harken, and if we look at what's going on in general, a lot of edge case characters are being removed. And I think, do you know what? I get it. They don't make plastic models for them. Are they worth making plastic models? Are many people going to buy them? If we don't think we're going to sell a load, it's probably not worth it. So it gets to a point where it's like, should we bother with those? And then no is probably the answer. And then the other thing as well, from a balancing perspective, you build Harker as if he's into... Sorry, Gaz, there is a Valkyrie in here still, yeah. You build Harker as in... as a character who you think to yourself, you should be using him in catching armies, and then people will go, well, actually, if you put him alongside this and with this, it just creates this really broken combo because he does this thing which is supposed to work with catchings, but if I put it with mortars or something, and so it's just better to get rid of it, isn't it? So you don't have the balancing issue. Don't tell me resonate that bad, Will. I hate it. Test the stuff. So I think edge case characters, I'm genuinely okay with losing them. Yeah, right. It might be in the future. I mean, so Lord Marshal Dreyer of the Death Corps was not a character that existed, and he now exists in the book. If 11th or 12th edition they refresh the Catachin range, which you have to think they're going to be doing at some point, if they refresh the Catachin range, it's feasible at that point they might bring one of them back. It's feasible one of them comes back at that point, because it makes sense to release them with a character. It might be that neither of them comes back. Who knows? But it is feasible that one of them comes back at that point. So you don't ever give up. It's Games Workshop. I did genuinely think for a brief moment, honestly think for a brief moment, that we might see Yarrick make a return, and we didn't. And that makes me sad. No Yarrick still. Ogren bodyguards, yup, they still exist. Yup. They're still a thing. But the book's beautiful. The book is, and it is. What makes me sad is that's the image you're seeing for everyone. It's on my thumbnail because it's a very pretty image, right? But this image, oh, look at that image. That image is class. It's class. It's such a good image. "24 years of the same plastic catching kit." Well, all right. At least you've had a plastic catching kit. All right, think of the Port Eldar players. They had to deal with Finecast until sometime in the very near future. Port Eldar players, not poor guard players. Look at that for an image. Oh, it's beautiful. It's tattoo material, that. Tattoo material, that is, I'm telling you. Isn't it sexy? What's the new Lord's data sheet? Lord Dreyer? Is that what you're about? Vlad, do you want to know the new Krieg dude's data sheet? Is that what you're after? Give me a yes if that's what you're after. You can never have enough tats, wee man. Never. Yes. He's okay. He's no Lord Solar, right? He's not replacing Lord Solar. He's not that good, but he's okay. So he moves slower than Solar. He's got a 10-inch move rather than 12. He's toughness 4. He's got a 4-up save or a 4-up invulnerable, unlike Solar's 3-up save, 4-up invulnerable. He's got 6 wounds instead of 8 wounds. He's leadership 7 instead of leadership 6. He's OC 2. It does slightly annoy me that his leadership as a Kriegsman is worse. That annoys me slightly, but hey, whatever. He has a last pistol. It's only a 12-inch range. It's a last pistol. No, nothing special there. He's got savage claws on his horse, which are 2 extra attacks, hitting on 4s, strength 4, -1 damage, which is the same for all of the Death Riders. He's got his Saber of Sacrifice, right, which is 6 attacks that hit on 2s at strength 6, -2, 1 damage, which is odd, but it is anti-infantry 4+ at least. So in that regard, Lord Solar is better in literally every single way. He can only join Death Riders. He has a Feel No Pain 6+. He's obviously got Voice of Command. He can issue 3 orders to regiment units. So he can't do squadron like Lord Solar. But there is a points difference. We'll go into that in just a moment. He's got Tough to Kill. So the first time he's destroyed, if you roll a dice on a 2+, he stands back up with D3 wounds remaining. And then leading the charge, every time his unit makes a charge move until the end of the turn, melee weapons have the Devastating Wounds ability, which is good because otherwise their melee weapons are absolutely fucking dog shit. Because Death Riders have got Frag Tips, which is a melee profile on a cavalry, right? This fucking pisses me off. I don't, you'll get me annoyed. I'm still running them because they're fucking cool. They've got a Frag Lance, which is D6 attacks, weapon skill 3, strength 4, AP nothing, 1 damage, but with Lance. And then they've got Power Sabers, which you can use instead, which are 3 attacks instead of D6. Again, hitting on 3s. Strength 4 instead of strength 4, which is the same. AP2 instead of AP0 and 1 damage. And you want them to be, you probably want the Frag Tips to be the Dev Wounds on the charge and then use the Sabers after the fact. But the lack of AP annoys me, to be honest with you. Because at least with the lances on the Rough Riders, the Hunting Lance has an option that's -4 on the charge if you want to. But hey. That being said, although he's much worse than Lord Solar, Leontis, whatever someone's getting at, Leonitis, because that's what we call him on the channel. All right, he is 110 points, and Dryer is 30 points cheaper. He's 30 points cheaper, but he just looks cooler. And I believe you can build one with a pistol, and you can build one with a saber. So I should build one with a pistol, who should be Dryer, and I should build one with a saber, who should be my Lord Solar. I'm hoping they're on the same size base. So I'm going to proxy Lord Solar with my own Somber Horseman. No other characters on horse. No, that's it. Big Bad Peter Gaming. And Lord Marshal Dryer is obviously an epic hero. So you can only take one of him. So you can only have 2 of your units led. Lord Solar can lead Death Riders or Rough Riders. He can lead either. But you probably... I don't know what you want him to lead. I'm not sure. Quick83, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. What a legend. Up to 38, chat. Almost halfway there. You heroes. Absolute heroes. Any other questions, team? Don't forget to hit the magical buttons for us. 94 likes. No, 90 likes. Sorry, 194 people watching. We can get them up to 100 like now. Should be. Easy. Easy peasy. How's the Death Strike looking? I don't hate it. Joe hates it. Okay? I don't hate it. Joe hates it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I have 2. I would like to use them. So the Death Strike is its normal platform. So 10 toughness 10, 11 wounds, 3 up save, OC3, 10-inch move, right? There's no difference. In the shooting phase, you can shoot your Death Strike missile, but only if you've already designated a target. If you haven't designated a target, then in your shooting phase, you have to designate a target. If you designate a target, you can't shoot your missile in the same turn. So you're not firing at turn 1 ever, okay? Designating a target. Each time this model is selected to shoot, if it has not shot with its Death Strike missile, you can do one of the following in addition to this model's ranged attacks. Designate a target. If you do not have a Death Strike target marker on the battlefield, place a unique Death Strike target marker for this model anywhere on the battlefield, right? Or you can choose to adjust target instead. If you adjust target, move the marker to anywhere else on the battlefield. If you adjust or designate target, you can't shoot your Death Strike missile launcher. In the next turn, if you've designated or adjusted target in the previous turn, in your next turn, you can then fire the Death Strike missile launcher, or you can adjust target. If you adjust target, you can't fire the Death Strike missile launcher. And what it's doing is it's giving your opponent an opportunity to react, right? It gives them an opportunity to go, and then move out of the way. Cool. So, the Death Strike missile launcher is a one-shot weapon, right? You select, you don't roll to hit. Instead, basically, you roll for each unit within 6 inches of the target, right? So, you don't roll to hit one unit. You roll for every unit within 6 inches of wherever that target marker is. So, you've got a 12-inch area of effects, essentially, in terms of a diameter, right? At which point, you have, for every unit you then roll for, you have 2d6 attacks, right? With blast. Okay? So not the worst. Already okay, right? It's ballistic skill 2+. Ballistic skill 2+. So you're going to get hit by it. If you're within 6 inches, you're probably going to get hit by it, right? Its strength is 16. Sounds good. Its AP is -4. Ash. -4. Strength 16. AP -4. Its damage is 1. 1. But, and people have complained about it because it's damage 1, but I kind of like it. To be able to be effective against 10-man units of, say, other guard players, 2d6 blast is good. Strength 16 4 means you hit on 2s, winning on 2s, and ignoring their armor. It works. But you also want it to be sort of effective against a vehicle. If you hit a vehicle, it's 2d6. It's still hitting on 2s. It's still strength 16, it's still AP 4, but it's doing 1 damage a piece, rather than 2 or 3 damage a time. Also means that if your opponent fails 1 invulnerable save, or passes 1 invulnerable save and fails 5, you do 5 damage. Whereas if you roll a flat 6 damage weapon and he passes invulnerable save, you do no damage. So honestly, I think it's got play. I think the 1 damage with 2d6 at strength 16 AP -4 isn't that bad, if I'm being honest. I think it's okay. If you actually really stop and think about it, I think it's okay. Do both cavalry HQs have to be the warlord? No, I don't think. Dryad definitely doesn't have the rule. Lord Solar's the only one that has the rule, Supreme Commander. Dryad doesn't have the rule. So, I think it's decent. Does that include friendly units? So the blast weapon, the plasma warhead weapon, the bearer can only shoot this weapon in the shooting phase and only if it remains stationary this turn and did not use its Death Strike missile ability to designate target or just target this phase. When the bearer shoots with this weapon, here we go, Star, listen. When the bearer shoots with this weapon, do not select a target. Instead, resolve this weapon's attacks, rolling for each unit within 6 inches of the center of its Death Strike target marker individually. So the way I see it is, it hits everything, friend or foe. How does the wording apply if you bring 2? So if you bring 2, the target marker, it'll have to be identifiable as to which tank it came from, because it's this model's Death Strike target marker, this model's Death Strike target. So it has to be a target marker relating to that model specifically. So it's not like Terminators with teleport homers, where you can bounce off of other units' teleport homers. This one, it would need to be its specific target marker. So I kind of want to bring 2 Death Strikes. I'm feeling that. But I honestly, I think the 1 damage, people look at the 1 damage and go, it's terrible. I don't think it's terrible. 2d6, hitting on 2s, strength 16, AP -4. It would also be strange if a nuke falls on the battlefield and differentiates between friend and foe. Flat facts, yes. Yeah, marker 1, marker 2, basically. Makes sense. I don't think it's that hard. But I kind of here for it. I actually think it's got some play. I quite like it. And I love Death Strikes. They're very Kriegy, I think, as well. I love Death Strikes. The Manticores have got mad good, by the way. This won't be out for Beachhead. I mean, it comes out on the 25th. But yeah, no. The rules are flat the same already, are they? I don't know. I don't know what current guard is. Joe's been playing them. Chat plays, chat gets 4 death strikes to play. We can do chat plays again sometime soon. It's been a while. I feel like it'd be fun now because it's been a while. Yeah, I think the Manticore fuck. Again, I don't know if its rules are currently the same, but the Manticore fucks. It's very good. I'm into it. Love it. Good book. I'm here for it. Someone also asked what the melee profile was. What's the fighting melee profile of the Krieg horses? Shit. You have one of 2 options. You have a... Can you use both? Do you get to use all melee weapons, or... You can't. You can only use extra attacks. You have to pick a melee profile or use extra attacks. Is that correct? Frag Lance is a D6 attacks lance weapon that hits on 3s at strength 4, AP nothing, 1 damage. And then the Power Saber, which is your other melee option, is 3 attacks hitting on 3s, strength 4, -2, 1 damage. Each model is equipped with a las carbine, a frag lance, a power saber, and the savage claws. The savage claws are extra attacks that hit on 4s at strength 4, -1, 1 damage, and there's 2 of those because only the front 2 claws. Like that. If you bring 3 death strikes, your opponent gets to play the 4 as lava the whole game. Yeah, I thought it had 6 extra attacks. Yeah, so you pick the saber with a flat 3 attacks. So you pick the frag. Basically, what happens is if you've got Dryer in the unit, you probably pick the frag lance. Probably, because you're hoping for 5d6 and then you do devastating wounds on the charge if Dryer's leading the unit and you made a charge, right? If Dryer's leading the unit and you didn't make a charge, or if Dryer's not leading the unit, you probably go Power Sabers because you guarantee 3 attacks, but you get AP2 at least. You lose Lance, granted, but you get AP2 at least. So, I think the Sabers are probably the better choice for the majority of the times. I think you're going to use them more than you're going to use the frag lances, if I'm honest, but what do I know? I'm shit. I do, however, love them. They look amazing. They look, and I don't care about the foot claws either. I think the foot claws look cool. I'm into it. I like Krieg Engineers, by the way. Mad good. Big fan of those. Recon element, I mean, they're just all good. Everything's good. Everything's like, I read through all the detachments and there wasn't one that stood out to me and I went, that's fucking broken, I want that one. And there wasn't one that stood out to me and was like, that's dog shit, I'm never playing it. 5 detachments, all playable. All playable. I was curious how the bird horses stack up against other cavalry units like wolves or squighogs. Yeah, they're okay. But they're cool. The rule of cool wins for them, as far as I'm concerned. I love the Siege Regiment. I want to make Siege Regiment first. Is there any detachments that you've seen so far on content chat that you've gone, that's the one for me? Yes. Happy Mitty, Catchins, Lost Harker, and Iron Hand Strachan. Explosive Lance is very thematic too. It's cool. It's cool. It's just the Italian Rough Riders get the hunting lance with a frag tip and a melter tip, and their frag tip is the same, but at least they have the melter lance, which is a single attack at strength 9 -4 d6, which is what they've currently got anyway. The lances look great, but I will break them, so go with sabers. Yeah, I'm going sabers for Death Riders, but I'm building Death Riders with lances for Rough Riders. That's what we're going to do. Mech Assault, good man. Siege Regiment. See, already we've got 2 different ones straight up there. Mech Assault's cool, by the way. What do scions look like? They're like little plastic models about that big. Sorry, Mystics. Sorry. Combined Regiment. This is another one. There's 3. Let's 3 of them picked up so far. So Scions, Tempesta Scions, they have left the Deep Strike keyword off of this, but they gave it back to them. So you still got Deep Strike. They are normal Scion profile. Their Hotshot Last Guns is the same. So rapid fire, strength 3 -1 1 damage. Stormtroopers, each time it makes an attack, reroll a wound roll of a 1. If it targets a unit within range of an objective marker, you can reroll wounds instead. Voxcaster, you get a CP back if you haven't already gained one, and there's an officer within range, it goes to a 4+, otherwise it's a 5+. If you use a stratagem on the unit, You get the normal and boost of weapons. So for every 5 models in the unit, 2 scions can each replace a hotshot las gun with one of the following: flamer, grenade, volley, metal plasma. 1 hotshot las gun can be replaced with a voxcaster. The Tempest's chainsaw can be replaced with power fist. Is hotshot las pistol moves a bolt plasma pistol. You can't have, so for every 5 you can have 2 special weapons, but you can't have duplicates of special weapons until you go to 10 man, which is pretty normal. So you can have a melter gun and a plasma gun. Then you go to 10 men, you can have 2 melter guns, 2 plasma guns, for example, right? But yeah, they're cool. Still a 6-inch move. What's really baffled me, and I haven't looked at the equivalence profile on here's a little. I didn't look at the equivalence profile on when they come out because they got jump packs on. I assume they were jump infantry, 6-inch move, no fly, which surprised me a little bit as well. But when I don't know if you guys noticed on Thursday, Tuesday when we were playing. Was it Tuesday? When did I play? Was it Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, I played Joe on Tuesday and Lee ran the deck, and I ran Templars. And Joe deployed the little turret thing from Tempest Aquilans, and then he moved with that little turret and kept shooting it at me with his heavy flamer. I was like, isn't that supposed to have gone by now? And he went, no, what are you on about? He was, of course, correct, per the rules currently. But the survey sentry for the Tempestus Aquilans in this particular book says that when it's sat up on the battlefield using deep strike ability, the Tempestus Aquilin can shoot with its sentry weapon, its sentry flamer, sentry grenade launcher, or sentry hotshot volley gun, as if it were your shooting phase. The Tempestus Aquilin model is equipped with that weapon until this unit next make a normal advance, fallback, or charge move. So essentially, the Tempestus Aquilans deep strike in and they set up a little turret, and then when they move off, they leave the turret behind and it goes away. So I said to Joe, isn't that supposed to have gone? He went, no, what are you talking about? And I was like, I'm sure it's supposed to go. Check the rules. He was right, obviously, and I had been reading this. So it was nearly a little bit of a... I mean, no one would have noticed, to be honest with you, but, you know, much better. But it's severely distracting. Today, I went into my garage and I base coated 3 Templars, right? An odd number, I know. I had 3 spare painting handles, so I basically did 3 Templars. And I found my 3 boxes of Krieg Guardsmen that hadn't been built yet. And so I was like, I need to resist not building Kriegers. I've got 6 rampages and slowly building crew talks. Have 5, going to be a while before I have all the crew. All the crew! We'll be seeing a full Krieg army in the show soon. Joe has got 20 or 30 Kriegers. He's got 20 horsemen. He's been building... So the answer is probably yes, Eternal Crusader, but the majority of it's going to be old resin stuff. Because in the past, I bought a ton of resin Krieg stuff off of eBay. I started to work with it, absolutely hated it, put it in a box, left it. Joe's been eyeing it up for ages, and about, I don't know, 6 months ago, I said he could have it. He didn't do anything with it, and then obviously with the Codex coming, he's gone and he was sending pictures over Christmas. If you're in the Thanes, you'd have seen it. He's sending pictures over Christmas of him putting together Krieg models. I'll have Krieg Guardsmen if you don't want them. What about? I've got 30 that I want to build, Carl. But I found some sexy bases. But the problem with the sexy bases is that I found from this website is they don't do a 90mm one, nor do they do a 70mm one, or 60mm, whichever. I think the horses are on 60mm ovals, and then the big Krieg cannons on a 90mm round. They don't do those bases. So I've emailed them and been like, can you design and print a 90mm one and a 60mm one? Because if you can, I'm going to be basing my whole army on your World War II themed bases, which are just beautiful. So I'm hoping they get back to me and they go, well, we can do that, it's quite easy. Cool, I'm placing an order. It's probably going to be quite large, so please do that as fast as you can. Because I don't want to... I want them to look cool, essentially. I want them to look super cool. No, you don't need to build new ones. Yes, I do. New bases. I'm very excited. I'm going to stay away from the metal ones. You should. These 2 guard armies I want to build Traitor Guard and Scions. The Scions army is cool. I like Scions. I like scions a lot, and the fact that the science attachment from Grotmus is still going to be relevant, and you can take scions as battle line is cool as hell. Big fan. Big fan. Anyway, any more postcard-based questions? Any more gifteds to give out? Are we done? I won't what? I thought the big Krieg guns were 130. Are they? Maybe they're 130. I don't fucking know. Joe's got it all. I don't know. Hang on. Got the base here still, haven't I? Fucking child's ran off with my tape measure again. He must have left it. It's that big. Does it say it on the bottom? No, it doesn't say it on the bottom, does it? It's that big. Are there 3 or 4 big new guns? In terms of what options do they have? Is that what you mean? The artillery piece. It's probably my favourite thing in the world now in the Guard Codex, if I'm honest with you. The artillery piece, artillery team. Okay. Fucking love this thing. 3-inch move, good. Toughness 7, a 3+ save, wounds 10, leadership 7, OC of 3. Okay. Oh, love it. Right. That is 130. Yeah, 130. Okay, so I need to email them again. And I said, I lied to you. Please, can you help me? Oh, I got an email. Oh, boo. It's not what I thought it was. You can take either a heavy mortar, a siege cannon, a heavy quad launcher, or a multiple rocket launcher. Okay. The heavy mortar, Carl, is blast, heavy, indirect fire, 48-inch range, D6 plus 3 shots, strength 5. Sorry, strength 8, AP 1, 2 damage, but ballistic skill 5. It's all ballistic skill 5, by the way. Okay. It's all ballistic skill 5. Okay. But it's heavy. So if it stays still, it goes to 4s. And if you're firing indirect, it goes to 4s anyway. Okay. You've then got the heavy quad launcher, which is blast, heavy, indirect fire, same as the other one. But this one's twin-linked. Okay. Twin-linked. Also 48-inch range. 2d6 shots instead of d6 plus 3. Ballistic skill 5. Strength 5. AP nothing mod damage. Probably never really going to see the heavy quad launcher, despite the fact I think it's cool. The multiple rocket launcher is anti-infantry 3+ blast heavy indirect fire. They're all blast heavy indirect fire, as you can tell. They're all 48-inch range. This is also d6 plus 3 shots at ballistic skill 5, but it's strength 2 -1 damage, but it is anti-infantry 3+. I'm into it. And then the siege cannon, my personal favourite, right? Blast heavy, indirect fire, 48-inch range, D6 shots, hitting on 5s. It's strength 12 -2, flat 3 damage. But it looks the most like an artillery piece. So I'm into it. I'm into it, right? I like the idea of having 3 artillery teams and then 3 units of 2 field ordnance batteries with bombast field guns. That makes me happy. Does it go back to 5 if you fight indirect because you get -1? Yes. Yes, I think so. You'd have to order it to get back to 4s. You would, yeah. You need officers back there shouting at his artillery, which is the right thing to do. Also, here's a cool shout out I want to give them as well. Cool shout out from GW. Shows you all the war gear with images. How cool is that? So it goes chainsword, power fist, power sword, trench club, goad lance, hunting lance, frag lance, power saber, las pistol, bolt pistol. It shows you everything. Heavy mortar, heavy quad launcher, multiple rocket launcher, bombast field gun, heavy las cannon, Malleus rocket launcher. It shows you all of it. I'm a big fan of that. Big fan of that, I'll be honest. But yeah, I do want 3. What's the points? Let's have a look at the points, shall we chat? I want 3 artillery guns and then a unit of 6 bombast field guns, all with Krieg gear. By the way, if any of you are buying artillery guns and you don't want the Kriegers, hit me up. I'll buy them from you. If you don't want the Kriegers for artillery guns and you're buying the artillery units at any point in the future, not even in the box, at any point in the future, please let me know. Please. I'll buy the Kriegers off you. At the moment, I'm looking at potentially buying more veteran guardsman squads from the kill team set just to try and kit out bombast field guns. But the artillery pieces are 75 points a model. So 3, which is your limit, obviously, is 225 points. The what's it called? Field ordnance batteries. Field ordnance batteries are, in fact, 120 points a model. So if I get my little calculator out because I'm being lazy, I'll send them to you, but I live in the US. That's fine. I'll still buy them from you, Jeremy, and pay for the postage. $120 times 3 is 360 plus 225. Did I say? I did, didn't I? So for 585 points, you have a back line of 3 artillery teams and 6 bombast field guns. I'm not biting, Kai. I'm not biting. I'm glad they brought back war gear pictures. They're fucking cool, aren't they? That's a back line, innit? Crumple like a wet fucking paper towel if anything hits it, but it's a back line at least. I'm here for it. I keep getting emails coming through. I keep getting excited. But it's not what I want. I want him to mess with me about these bases. I can recommend some sandbags which will fit them. You show me, Ash. Message me about them, mate. Because the bombast field gun, not the bombast, but the artillery gun comes with its own sandbags. But I want sandbags for the bombast field guns and the Krieg heavy weapons teams when they eventually come out. Unless they have them, I don't have them already. And just everything on tanks. A lot. I wish I was less lazy with green stuff and I could make decent sandbags so you could literally mold them on things like tanks and stuff, but I'm far too fucking lazy and I can't be bothered. And someone's going to go, it's really easy. I'm sorry, chat. It's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. But this book is good. This book is good. I'm unsure. I'm unsure as to how Joe's going to react playing into Custodes tomorrow. I don't know if he knows he's playing into Custodes tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see how he copes with that one. Make a mold. Don't see. It's not. I can just effort already, Luton. Effort already. I already can't be bothered. You've already made it too hard by making a mold. Ask Luton to make it for you. I think he's busy enough, mate. Can make a mold for like 50 different bags and just bang them out. Well, bully for you. Aren't you really good? You lot, I think sometimes with this, I'm not right. I'm not playing a sympathy card. I'm not, genuinely. But with as busy as I am, I can't be bothered to print them out or find files or fucking, I can't be bothered. If I can't just buy them, I'm not interested. That's how it is now. I'm sorry. I've got too much on. If I can't just buy them and they turn up done, not interested. He's not a scale modeler. I am fucking not, mate. At all. I'm one of the least hobbyist hobby people in the world, I think. Warlord Games have a box set for just £10. It's just sandbags. Does the scale work though, Escape? Because are they not bolt action scale? Does it work? What do I think is the most fun detachment? I mean, I think it wildly depends on what you like. That's the problem, isn't it? I think they're all playable. They're all good. They're all really good. I think for me, the field, or the siege one is the most exciting, the most fun. But I'm also mad for things like artillery. And I like the concept of playing the game with my opponent, that I might try and slow him right down. What a mad lad is looting, sandbagging. Delegate, get loose to do it. Yeah, imagine that. Right, Lewis, your job is to make sandbags. Fuck off, Liam. Cool, okay. That's how that goes. I can tell how that goes. 28 mil. Just under scale, but they'll probably be okay. I could probably tell to fuck off there, to be honest with you. Are Krieg any good? I mean, Krieg means kind of nothing, Kai, to be fair. They're okay, but it means kind of nothing. Like, it's a keyword that doesn't really do anything. So Kriegers, the infantry squad, are okay. Krieg heavy weapons teams are pretty good. Krieg artillery teams are okay, but you can still take those teams and have different models there and use that data sheet. So it's not that Krieg are good specifically. It's just that I like the theme of everyone being in a gas mask, and I'm too lazy to do lots of converting. Evan, thank you for the one gifted. Someone remembered we've still got a target. Up to 39. If someone could just gift 61 right now, I'd be grateful. Put some in Thanes. I'll have a look now. I might look at those. His is that really shitty soft resin, so it's actually significantly easier to work with. To be fair. Maybe. C'est possible. My wife laughs when I ask her to paint any of my minis. She'll give me her opinion and is supportive. She ain't painting shit. There's no dedicated death core synergies or detachments for the keyword. No. I mean, there is some synergies that exist, but it's very limited. All it is basically a death core command squad could only join Kriegers, for example, right? Is there no mechanical benefit for playing Oops or Krieg? Yeah, you're cooler than everybody else, Select Man. That's it. Alex, thank you for the 5 gifted. Legend! I was worried we might hit halfway. I mean, we still might not. Thank you so much, Alex, for the 5 gifted, dude. What an absolute hero. Up to 44. Bit easy to file and fit them. Yeah, I've had lots of bubbling issues and like gaps and stuff in March's spaces in the past, but he uses this beautifully soft resin, which is very easy to work with. So Joe's made them base toppers. We've done loads and loads of work changing bits. It's really quite nice, the stuff to work with. And I'd almost rather it than it being a brittle hard resin, almost definitely. Because it just means you can be a bit more flexible with it, and I'm all about that. Quick, thank you for 5 more. You'd already given 10, mate. It's not on you. It's on everybody else. Not putting their weight. Thank you for 5 more gifted, man. I'm up to 49. I know what you like. I like your hold me here now, edging, so that I won't get the 50. Thank you so much for 5 gifted today. Did they got you? Yeah. You're home now? I didn't know you'd gone out. Wee man, thank you for 5 more gifted. Love you, Nick. We'll have to do a crew cavalry versus guard cavalry at some point when both of us have paid them all, which is probably in about 3 years. I thought you were going to keep me edging there, chat. I'm on 49 forever. Thank you so much, you fucking heroes. Don't know why they give me Silent Hill vibes. Who do Krieg? Only Krieg has the heavy flamers teams. Yes, true. But, again, you could buy, I mean, it's expensive to do this, right, Mike? But you could buy the Krieg heavy weapons teams. You could build the flamers. I'm assuming you just don't build the Krieg man, and you could buy a Cadian man or a Catachan man, stick the Catachan on. They would have the keyword Krieg heavy weapons teams, but they wouldn't do anything. It's just a keyword. They still got the platoon keyword, so they can still be ordered by any officer. It's not like Krieg can only order Krieg and Cadians can only order Cadians. Officers can order platoon. So a Cadian officer could order a Krieg heavy weapons team. That's perfectly fine, which I'm kind of happy about. So if you want to kit bash heavy flamer squads, I'd imagine it's doable, right? I'd imagine you could just put Catachans on your heavy flamers and then take a Catachan command squad and say they're my Catachan flamers that are there for clearing out the undergrowth. I'd imagine you can do that. I can't, unless they've done some weird thing where like all the hands are attached to the. We need those kits to come out so we can tell. If they've done some weird thing where the hands are like attached to the and it's chopped off at the wrist, but even then you could just cut the wrist off or something, you know. Yeah, leaders is an issue. So you can't attach a Krieg command squad to a Cadian team. That's fine. But you can't attach leaders to heavy weapons teams anyway, so that doesn't become an issue. Daniel, thank you for the one gifted. One Glambring, thank you for the one gifted. You legends, up to 56. Flexi sandbags, green stuff world. I'm going to look now. Green stuff world. Flexi sandbags, I'm told. Where am I looking? Scenery and accessories, I guess. Where am I looking in here? Basing materials? Where am I finding sandbags? Green stuff, water, shady. Why? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Terrain for miniatures. I want to know what they're shady before I start typing in. Search bar illusion. I'm too. I can't be bothered to type it in. Just go look. I'm just looking around. Just checking it out. Basing materials. We've looked in basing materials, haven't we? Putties and materials. Hobby accessories. Cosplay shop. Wholesaler. 3D printers. Outlet offers merchandise and new products. Other scenery? Ooh. Selling artist work and passing off as their own. Is this Jen? I've used them a long time ago. I haven't used them for a while. Happy Monday to Storming Fish. How's it going, dude? I'll have to look into that because if they've got what I want. Simulated barbed wire. Ooh, we're getting closer. Flexible sandbags times 50. And proper barbed wire for our scale. Okay, so we found them. Flexible sandbags can be easily brought into shape, ideal for self-constructing sandbag positions and sandbag armor. For permanently fixing, just cover it with PVA glue with water or varnish. I mean, it seems alright. Helps when Mikey did a video about everything.
TT Combat plus DM for scale.
Are you sending me dick pics again, Ash? You're too young, mate. I told you this. You're too young for me. God, there's too many messages. Are they flexible though? Is the question. They're not flexible. They are cool though. Interesting. So you get into the guard as well, Mr. The Luton? Is that the case? Google it into multiple other companies. I'll have a look. I'll have a look. I'll find out what's going on there, because if they're a bunch of shitty fucking arseholes, then I won't buy from them. Out of principle. it annoys me when companies do good products and then they're just arseholes. Makes me sad. Big sad. Big sad. Chat, we're on 56 of the finest members. We're only halfway to the super chat goal. Bad Monday. I wasn't going to stream. No, I wish I hadn't. I'm joking, by the way. I'm glad I did, because this Codex is so good. And I'm interested and looking forward to showing it off. I'm supposed to be producing tomorrow, but I think Tom's coming into the studio. He's been unwell. We found out what his pain was. His pain was. He's got shingles. So he's been quite unwell. So I think he might be coming to hang out with us tomorrow. I've got these. My brother and I used these last night for our football podcast. And apart from banging them a couple of times because I wasn't used to it to being there in that seat, I think it sounds better than what we would normally do for the Liam and Joe show. So I have a third one to install tomorrow morning. I think for the Liam, Tom and Joe show, we're going to try and use these microphones. And I'm interested to see whether you guys think they're just much shitter or much nicer. For reference, these are... I won't show you. These are Shure SM7B, so it's literally the best. Literally the best. So I'm hoping it just makes the show sound a bit nicer. I don't know. I've been thinking about podcast filming for 40k. So it's like a Liam and Joe show, but there's less audience interaction, but I don't know. I don't know what to do right now. I don't think he's contagious still. We've all had chicken pox though, so we're all right. What with Joe and his gout? I know, right? I pick him, didn't I? I had shingles Xmas 2021. My missus was trolling me going shingle bells. The shingles was horrible though. Ugh. Eddie Mike, yeah, like this. Welcome to the show. Poor little Eddie, we love him. I love Eddie, he's amazing. Gamer grassy sandbag walls and barricades. But I want the flexible ones, Kai. I want to be able to mould them onto tanks and stuff. I might just have to fucking work out how to do this green stuff shit. Pivot into Necrons. So I am and I am. I'm not, Kaz. Lee, who painted the Caradron Overlords for the channel and the Space Wolves, is now starting to paint Necrons for the channel. So I'll play Necrons, I'm just not painting them because I don't want to. You can have pox and shingles, I don't think so. I don't know. But if he had it, he would have had it last Thursday, right? And he was there then. So I mean, I won't snog him again. And then I'll be okay? Shingles are due to the chickenpox virus that's been dormant in your system flaring back up. Well, why has he asked? He said it's fine if you've already had it. Have you guys picked a scheme for them, for Necrons? Yeah, just OG. Standard, silver and green. I mean, we hung out with him last week, so if we were going to get it, we're going to get it. Any advice on how to not fix out a specific car when buying? Perhaps suffering from same divergences as you. Just pay the extra 150 quid to buy the fucking car, Ash. That's what I would do. Protect Joe. Can't afford to. Looking at this stream, I can only afford to protect myself, Carl, I'll be honest. Not going to happen. Your black and red scheme is a metal glow. Well, I'm already looking at doing the black and red scheme for the Krieg as well as for my Eldar. I don't want to do it on everything I have. Shingles can kill you if you didn't have pox. Oh my lord. Harb on! Just 2 lots of 20 now, chat. Is all I ask. Thank you for the 5 gifted, mate. What a legend. Two lots of 20 now, and I'll forgive us not hitting the super chat goal. I'll let you off. Thankfully, it might be what I needed to hear. I mean, like I said, right? If it's 150 quid, I think that's what I saw in Thanes. If it's 150 quid and you really want that car, just fucking buy the car. Right, cool. It's 150 quid more. If it's the one you want, would you rather save the 150 quid than not have the car that you want? Especially if it's already discounted from its original price. The used car market right now is fucked. The used car market's crashed like fuck, and people just aren't making any money on cars. So I'd imagine he's probably selling it at bottom price. I just fucking suck it up and go, cool. David R with the 5 gifted. What a fucking hero. Pox followed by Shingles, followed by Monkeypox, followed by Space AIDS, and then what Liam had. Thanks, David R, for the 5 gifted. What a legend. Execute order 66. What a hero. What a man. What a guy. What a dude. What a champion. What a man! Shingles is only contagious to people who haven't had chickenpox. That's what I thought. Car market's in the toilet. Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolute toilet. So he might be. It might be literally as low as he can go, without it costing him money. So, you know, I'd just go for it, mate. Yeah, I get it. Especially, I know with all due and total respect, Ash, I know you're quite a young guy, and I guess everyone tells you go and haggle your cars. I'm fucking terrible. I'm like, yeah, I'll pay that price, cool, whatever. Just make sure the car's in a good place. If you need me to help you, just DM me on WhatsApp. You're a Thane, you get special treatment. DM me on WhatsApp, mate. Elect man, thank you for the 1 gifted. You're a legend.
Not much, but I did a thing.
You're a legend. Thank you for doing a thing. Do Brits make fun of Americans and our trucks because UK is so crowded and roads so narrow that our truck's too big and intimidating to drive in your country? I mean, when Bridger came over here for the Heresy event a couple of years ago, and they came and did a load of content out of our garage, I picked them up from the train station and drove them around, and I think he shit himself constantly. He was terrified being in the passenger seat because of how narrow everything is here. He was absolutely terrified. Now, for clarity, he drives a smaller car than I own. Bridget does, because I've been in his car in California. He drives a smaller car than I own. He was still terrified. Used car market is bubbled out, yeah, 100%. Posted about the G's, Grease Off World and Thanes for you to read later. TLD, I've been doing a bunch of cuntlish stuff for years now against both content creators and other retailers. Ugh. Why do people do that? You get one from me this week as a thanks for letting me cling to a modicum of joy on shitty work days like this. Thank you so much, dude. Well, I'm sad that you're having shitty work days, legitimately. I'm glad I give you a modicum of joy, you legend. 6 mile an hour on our country roads really shits him up. Breach. Or when you go over a little bridge that goes so narrow you can only get one car down it and there's a blind corner, they shit themselves, honestly, a few times. Brilliant. Right, team. Stream end. We're at the end of the show. You lot are amazing. Thanks for hanging out. Even if it was a quiet night tonight, I love you so dearly. I know it's January, so we'll keep trawling on though, because it's not looking good for us at the moment. But we have to keep pushing. We want to make improvements. We want to improve things in the future. We want to get better for all of you wonderful human beings. So we are live 6 more times this week. There is a slight change to the schedule if you missed it at the start. So Thursday's Liam and Joe show is not happening because I'm away for the evening, but the game is happening. Joe will be taking on Brom with Tom on the deck. That being said, we'll be back at 5 a.m. then on the Friday morning with the LVO preview show that I'll be doing on my own live from the studio. If I'm back from Manchester in time, which I should be, logically. So you get a preview show this week, right? So tomorrow's Liam and Joe show. Hopefully you all rock up tomorrow for the Liam and Joe show at 1:30 and you just throw all your cash at Joe and it makes up for tonight. That'd be great. Then we've got the game in the evening. Like I said, it's brand new Astra Militarum. I don't know what detachment Joe's using. I think he's taking on Custodians from Paddy. So look forward to that tomorrow evening, and we continue with the streams on Wednesday night as well. You lot are amazing. Thank you for hanging out with us. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. If you have, please make sure you smash that like button before you disappear. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't been able to chat in chat, that's probably why. Otherwise, I appreciate you all. I thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.